Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel Masterclass. I'm joined by Stephanie Zink, International Tourism Sales Manager at the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for joining today.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm also joined by Zishan Rashid, who is Sales and Marketing Manager for the UK office for the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel.
Hi, Maddie. Hi, everyone.
Hello. So today during this masterclass, we've only got 15 minutes, so we're going to keep it super snappy, but we'll be giving you an overview of the destination, so location, how to get there, unique selling points and target markets. We'll be giving you a quick closer look at the islands and mainland in more detail, so what the different areas offer visitors in terms of activities and accommodation. We will also touch briefly on how to include the destination in a twin or multi-centre itinerary. And at the end, we'll be giving you a quick trade update about new agent resources, competitions and incentives, and any additional trade support available to you right now. But before we begin, we're just going to give you a quick video, show you a quick video that gives you an overview of the destination and just hopefully brings it to life for you.
That feeling when you're in the moment you've waited for, thought about, talked about, dreamed about. And the minute you think it can't get any better, the minutes just keep coming. Know the feeling on the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel.
Great. So Stephanie, where is the Beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel, and what regions and islands is it made up of? I mean, and what's the best way to get there from the UK?
Yes, Maddie. So we're located in Southwest Florida on the Gulf of Mexico side of Florida. And the great thing about us, we seem like we're far away from what we are and what our destination is all about, but we're really only 2 to 3 hours drive time, 3 hours from Orlando airport, 2.5 from Miami, and just 2 hours south of Tampa. So it makes it a perfect combination. And how to get there? At the moment, we don't have any direct flights into our Southwest Florida International Airport, RSW, but of course through any of the major hubs located here in the US that service nonstop into the UK, you can then easily connect to come and fly down here, which is it's voted one of the easiest and user-friendliest airports in the United States because it's quick, easy, in and out, and 30 minutes later, you'll be laying on the beach.
I can vouch for that.
Great. And what exactly is it that makes the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel different from other areas in Florida? What really makes it stand out as a holiday destination? Stephanie?
Well, I think, we're very unique in a lot of ways. I truly believe that here, whereas, Florida has a great variety of places and attractions, and of course, a lot of beach. But for us, the uniqueness is our islands. You can probably find some of Florida's most natural beaches, most natural habitat here in our area. We have a big focus on conservation, preservation of our areas, and therefore a big variety of flora and fauna that you come up and close with, which is very unique if you think about that, you're so close to an Orlando or Miami, but yet it's so different.
Right. And Zishan, what would you say the target market is for the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel? Is it better suited to families, couples, groups, solo travelers, or is there, something for everyone?
Being so close next to Orlando and Tampa, definitely for families, like Stephanie said, on the road trip, head over after going crazy on the theme parks, come and rest in our destination. But also with everything that's going on, we all just want to escape to the great outdoors. We want to be in nature. We want sustainability. And as Stephanie said, we are flora and fauna. And again, people don't know that side of Florida. We are unspoiled Florida. So anyone that's seeking outdoors, nature, wildlife, and great for bird watchers. If you're an avid bird watcher, you probably know of our destination. And with all the islands, every time we take agents, they always when they arrive to Captiva, they always say, I can't believe this exists in Florida. This is the Caribbean. So an alternative to the Caribbean as well.
Great. And Stephanie, would you say that the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel is a luxury destination, or is it an option for those with really healthy budgets, or ones that are trying to keep costs down?
I truly believe, Maddie, it's a mix. You can find whatever best suits your travel budget. When it comes to accommodation, you can obviously find a large variety Luxury and exclusivity plays in when you obviously go out to the islands, like for example, the northern tip of Captiva, which is the furthest you can go by car. You have a resort called South Seas Island Resort. And that is luxury, and because of the location, you'll see some of the images behind me from there. So that makes it luxury, of what it is, what you can experience. And then of course, just keep in mind, the winter months when it's cold everywhere else usually are very popular in Florida. Therefore, the rates, when you're looking for attractive rates, those winter months may not be your best option. But a great time is always, if you can, if the traveler can get out and come over. May is one of my personal favorite months because it's not as busy. Rates are a little bit more friendly because you're in between that, what we call shoulder season.
Okay, great. And in terms of activities, Stephanie, do the activities available vary year round based on when a tourist is visiting, or does the menu stay the same throughout the year?
I would say the menu stays the same because we're very lucky to be a big year-round destination. I mean, obviously there's a few things that if your interest is driven by, for example, as Sishan mentioned, bird watching. If you are a bird watching enthusiast, you want to be here between December and March because that's when you have that large amount of migratory birds coming and stopping by. But other than that, I mean, May through September obviously would be perfect months if you're a beach goer, if you just want to, enjoy the beach and enjoy the water, boating and fishing. But other things like, island hopping or exploring the different communities, the local charm and, fresh caught seafood, that's definitely something that, you can enjoy all year round.
Okay, great. And how can you differentiate the islands between each other?
Well, I mean, the islands in itself, you have, we break them up in, you have over 100 islands. So some of the islands you can not access by car anymore. So therefore the infrastructure on those is, much less. Sanibel and Captiva, for example, you have access by the bridge, the causeway, the Sanibel Causeway, 5-6 minute drive across. You have all the infrastructure for tourism, like hotels and restaurants. But then you go out to the outer islands, like Cayo Costa State Park. You have to get there by boat, and therefore it becomes something completely unspoiled, uncrowded, a true escape to get away from it all for the day. And then Fort Myers Beach, again, it's an island, also sometimes referred to as a sterile island, but it's very, very close to the mainland. So you have a little bit of more of a lively atmosphere on Fort Myers Beach, lots of live music. Everything is more concentrated around the historic fishing pier. So, you have breweries. It's a little bit of a different mindset. The beach itself is different, which I didn't think that there was a difference, but, Fort Myers Beach is a very wide stretch of beach and white powdery sand, whereas on Sanibel is a more narrow beach filled with over 400 different species of seashells. So within themselves, they are very, very different, yet have a lot of similarities. But I guess the best way would be to take a look and check out a video about the personalities of the destination.
Great. And what are the best or top activities and experiences available in the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel? I mean, what are your recommended must-dos for visitors? I mean, do you want to give me one each? So Stephanie, should I come to you first?
Just one. Okay. That's a tough one, Maddie. But I think I'm going to refer back to, I guess, one of my very first experience here when I visited as an 8-year-old, the very first time. And we went out with Captiva Cruises, which is one of our local outfitters here for all things water excursions. And there's an island called Cabbage Key, which is privately owned. And there's 9 different cottages on there and 1 restaurant. And you pretty much just spend a day. It takes from 10 to 3. And on the boat ride itself, you know, it's narrated, so you learn a lot about the destination. You see dolphins jumping in the wake of the boat, very fitting the image behind me. And you learn about all the, you know, what is unique about the area. And then you come to this place, Cabbage Key. It's family owned, family run, in a very, very friendly atmosphere. Have a great, you know, you can have local fish catch of the day, or as they say, you know, the best cheeseburger on the island. And, you know, just, it's very different. It's very laid back, and it's a perfect thing to do and spend half of your day while you're here.
Yeah. And Zishan, what would you recommend?
Like Stephanie said, so many to choose from, but for me, it's exploring Sanibel Island on bike. It's the best way to explore the island. Families, friends, you see them all in groups on bikes, and most or all the resorts and hotels offer bikes as a service. You know, and they have the best trails in Sanibel. It goes through Jay and Ding Darling, so you can see the nature, and then it ends up on the beach, this beautiful white beach where everyone's collecting their shells and doing the Sanibel stoop. And it's a perfect biking trip.
Okay, great. And what about in Fort Myers and activities there? Zishan, did you want to talk about what's available to do on the mainland?
Definitely, and thank you for asking that, because there's so much happening away from the islands as well. And I think downtown Fort Myers is a place to visit. It's one of the most coolest places I've been. We talk about how the beach of Fort Myers, Sanibel, offers something so different from that typical Florida. And in downtown Fort Myers, you know, you have these buildings from the 1900s, so it's going back into history. But then it's a great place for culture. They have the music walk and the art walk, where it's local artists and musicians exhibiting their work. And it's held the first Friday of each month. And then there's also the Edison Ford estate. So Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb, and Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Automobiles, best friends, both had holiday homes here in our destination, and they were next door to each other. And it's really a time back into history. So you walk through his laboratory, you go to the botanical gardens, and then you get to see Henry Ford's amazing car collection. And for best friends, they both lived 2 very different types of lives. One was very extravagant, and the other one was very modest, let's say. So it's really it's a fun trip.
Great. And Stephanie, just talking briefly on accommodation, how does it vary around the region? I mean, are there some areas that are better suited for those that want to stay in self-catered accommodation, or are there some areas that have more hotels and resorts than others? What's the distribution like?
Distribution of our accommodation is pretty spread out. You can find, you know, similar but yet different. For example, on all the beachfront locations, whether it be Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, Captiva, the majority of the units, what we would call condo style units, for you that would be a self-catering unit, do include your 1-bedroom, your full equipped kitchen, and a living room. So that alone is perfect, not only in times like these when you maybe want to get away from, you know, the big high-rise hotels. You don't have to share public spaces like elevators to go in and up into your room, or big lobbies, because the hotels, like I mentioned, Sanibel is, you know, unique because there's no building taller than the tallest palm tree, which is about 3 stories. So the resorts and hotels, they spread sideways. Therefore, you know, you can easily step out of your unit and directly onto the sand. And also, these units, some accommodation types, they have 1, 2, and 3 bedroom. So it is not a free standalone villa or home, like a vacation home per se, but you have that space and the comfort from a home away from home, and it can accommodate between 2 and sometimes 8 people. And you have still all the services and amenity as you would have in any other hotel and resort that you can enjoy if you like. So there's a very big selection. It's pretty spread through. I mean, our vacation home rentals, you can find those in Fort Myers, throughout the different, the whole mainland. You can find them on in Cape Coral, which is the boater's paradise because it's right on the canals. So there's there's a handful of the big brand hotels like the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point and the Westin Cape Coral. But I have to say, the majority of our hotels, which I truly believe is a nice thing, is that we have independently owned hotels.
Okay, great. And in terms of building an itinerary, would you recommend agents send their clients to multiple islands? So maybe, travel around them during their stay, or choose a twin center trip, maybe stay in one place on the mainland, one place on an island? Or would you recommend they stay put to really get to know one area? Like, what's your recommendation?
I would absolutely encourage everyone. It doesn't matter where you stay. You won't end up staying in the wrong place. And the best thing really is that within 30 to 40 minutes, no matter where you drop the pin and where you're going to stay, if you draw that circle, within 30 to 40 minutes, you can be anywhere you like. If somebody's staying on Fort Myers Beach, and you want to escape and do the day out on Sanibel, you're about 30, 40 minutes away. If you're staying on Fort Myers Beach, but you want to go downtown for art walk and, enjoy a brewery and some dinner, you're 30, 40 minutes away. The airport itself, most of the times, you're 30 minutes from grabbing your luggage, leaving, to getting in the rental car, to getting to your hotel. So because it is very, very diverse and versatile destination within a fairly small footprint, I encourage people to go out, pick one spot for whatever reason. You pick that spot, but stay there and then just use that as your base camp to go and explore.
Great. Okay. And Zishan, coming to you for a quick trade update. How are you supporting travel agents right now? Are there any new resources available to agents at the moment?
Yeah, so we are relaunching our trade site, island-findings.co.uk. It's now a trade portal, so it's a one-stop shop for agents, and you can access our toolkit, so you can get marketing copy from there, images for social media and videos, and also we have a directory, so all the partners you meet tonight, they can be contacted through the trade kit, and you can get their information from there.
Okay, great. And are you running any incentives or competitions at the moment, aside from the chances to win that agents have today?
Yeah, so we're giving away some great prizes today, and so make sure to take our new online training course on Island Findings to enter for those prizes. But we have some amazing prizes planned for this year. Isn't that right, Stephanie?
Yep. Be excited and most importantly, stay connected and check out the new portal.
Definitely. It's everything you need is in there.
Great. And after this event today, what's the best way for agents to contact you if they have inquiries or want some more information or to gather some marketing collateral? How can they get in touch?
It's the portal. So we just wanted to make it really easy for agents. If you any queries of Fort Myers, it's island-findings. I would make that a favorite on your browser. You can contact myself, the UK and Ireland team for PR, marketing, sales inquiries. Through us, you can still inquire from Stephanie, and all our partners tonight will be on there, and we'll have more partners joining as well.
Great. Okay, well, that's all we've got time for. I know it was a really quick overview, but thank you to Stephanie and Zishan for joining me today. And viewers, if you have any questions for Stephanie and Zishan, please do hop on into our live Q&A room, which is the next session of today's event, and you can ask them your own questions. So yes, thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next room in a few minutes. Hello everyone, hope you enjoyed that masterclass. Thank you for joining us for the live Q&A with Stephanie and Zishan from the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel Tourist Board. Hopefully you've just come from the masterclass and are feeling inspired to sell the destination and all clued up about what it has to offer its visitors and your clients. So I'll be putting your questions to Stephanie and Zishan today. So if you have any inquiries, please make sure you type them into the chat function on the right hand side of your screen, or the question tab works just as well. Thank you again, Stephanie and Zishan, for joining me today. We did have one question come in the masterclass room, and that was, how easy is it to use public transport if you don't have a car or haven't hired a car?
Sure. Z, do you want me to go? I'll start and you can fill in. So if you remember from the masterclass, if you looked at the map, The destination is pretty spread out over a small area, but it's a bit tricky to get to the islands, in all fairness, with public transportation. So for those of you who would rather not have a car, what we would suggest to do, if you, for example, fly into our Southwest Florida International Airport, you can hire a transfer and get you to your hotel of choice, whether it be on Fort Myers Beach or Sanibel, and then just do like a drop off and a pickup once you leave again. Obviously, that means you kind of sort of limited to that community for your entire stay, but that's fine. Once you're out on Sanibel or Captiva, there's plenty to get around and do. You can rent a bike and get around that way. But in general, it is recommended to have your own vehicle just because it's not an urban center to get around to the different communities.
Great. And Paul has asked, what is the nearest airport? Zishan, did you want to take that one?
Yeah, so we have our own airport, Southwest International, and you can fly in by any international hub in the US, so indirect.
Great. And Katie is asking, what kind of restaurants are there in the beaches of Fort Myers and Sanibel? Stephanie, should we come back to you for that one?
Sure, and there's a very large variety of restaurants. I think what the biggest factor is across most of them is that you have access to some of the most freshest local seafood and fish coming straight out here out of the Gulf of Mexico on a daily. So you really sit right there by the best source of fish and seafood. But overall, I think another great uniqueness that we have is there's a lot of non-chain restaurants, especially on the areas like Sanibel, Captiva, Fort Myers Beach. You find a lot of unique family-owned independent restaurants, which I personally like that because it gives it that touch of uniqueness. And your experience from beginning to end will be truly unique from when you leave.
Stephanie and I's favorite is the crab mac and cheese. That's our recommendation.
Sounds great. Sue Hunter has asked, do all resorts levy a resort fee?
Yes and no. For most of them, for those resorts that do have a resort fee, for the international buyers, I would say 8 out of 10, don't quote me on that, but 8 out of 10 times it will be incorporated in your rates. So they try to bundle it into any rate so that the end consumer doesn't have to face that once they check out at the hotel. But some of the resorts may still have the resort fee to be paid upon checkout by the guest directly.
Great. And Jane is asking about golf here. Zishan, do you know anything about the golf in the area? Kind of what are their courses like? Are there other courses?
I'm going to throw that one to Stephanie.
Okay. All right.
There is over 50 public, obviously that's of interest because if somebody's visiting, they need access to public golf courses. So there's over 50 of them. We will have information available on that also coming soon in our portal for the trade. A lot of the courses, actually, you will be hearing about them probably throughout today from the partners. I think two to point out is definitely on Sanibel, the Dunes golf course. And it's very unique. It's a water-rich golf course, which makes it not only a bit on the challenging side for the experienced golfers, but it's also a great wildlife viewing experience because of the setup of the golf course. And then further south in Estero, in the Bonita Springs area, you have the Raptor Bay Golf Course, which is actually part of and adjacent to the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point.
Okay, great. Speaking of the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point, it is now time to move on to the first training session of this afternoon with one of our accommodation partners. So please do pop into training room 1 for the first training session. Thank you, Stephanie and Zishan.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.